Yo, what's up everybody? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some interesting topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with more of the CV that is wreaking havoc on the gaming industry right now. So the Seattle Times is reporting that a Nintendo of America staffer in Redmond, Washington has tested positive for CV. Now the employee was in contact with other Nintendo workers as well, and now all of them are pretty much going to be in self-isolation. So here's what Nintendo had to say on the matter. Nintendo of America is supporting this individual as they recover and will continue to take precautions to safeguard the health and well-being of all our employees and the broader community. Now, it was previously reported that Nintendo is allowing people to go home and work from there so they don't get CV, and I think once again that is the right call. I think Microsoft and multiple other big companies are doing that across the US. So I think that that is the smart thing to do, and this is serious. It's getting to the point to where it's just spreading all over the place. I do think that there are definitely some people that are taking this and kind of blowing it up to proportions that are even bigger than what maybe they should be, but at the same time there is loss of life, there is issues that are going down, and it is wreaking havoc on the gaming industry when it comes to cancellations of projects, like let's say conventions and things like that. When it comes to certain games being delayed, there are all sorts of things across the world that is happening right now because of CV. So I do think that it's definitely worth discussing and kind of seeing maybe what is going to be the solution for this. When is things going to get back to normal, which we will discuss at the very end here. But we are going to move on to some of this other stuff here, guys, and just talking about what's been going on. Obviously, we've all heard the grim news that E3 will be canceled in terms of the convention and people going there, and they are exploring options to do other types of presentations or online or something like that, which would probably be the best option. I think that Nintendo, we know that Ubisoft, and I also think that Warner Bros, they're going to be doing some online stuff. Microsoft is also going to be doing some online stuff as well. So definitely big shout outs to all the companies that are going to try to put together something so we can have some type of E3 experience, some type of E3 show this year, even though it's not going to be the typical at the convention center and all of that and having everybody there and the excitement that follows. It's still going to be a show for something at least. But just like there's a lot of shows that are being canceled, like E3 and Bit Summit and other conventions, there's also multiple Super Smash Bros. Tournaments being stopped as well. We have reports that tournaments like CEO and also Pound 2020, big tournaments that actually count towards a lot of money on the line for these professional Super Smash Bros. Players, especially with the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World Tour, which couldn't have been announced at a worse time when it comes down to it. This stuff's being frozen. The stat rankings for the PGR and how players can even get a chance at being sponsored and everything is all being affected. This is just affecting everything in the gaming industry. We've also had multiple different tournaments in other games like Overwatch and stuff like that being canceled or postponed. It really is a problem that is just spreading to every single aspect of the gaming industry. And recently, Square Enix just came out and talked about this too, which was very interesting to see what they had to say, but it does seem like they are going to put together something as well. So Square Enix recently released a E3 2020 update, and here's what they had to say on the matter. As the world has echoed and united, nothing is more important than protecting the health and well-being of our employees and their families, our partners, and unquestionably our fans. We support the ESA's decision to cancel E3 2020 and send our strongest heartfelt appreciation to everyone that works tirelessly to bring unforgettable games and experiences to E3. We understand this is disappointing not only to our respective developers and publishers, but also to the thousands of fans who venture from afar to celebrate games at E3. We're right there with you. Our 2020 lineup and the next generation that lies beyond is stronger than ever for Square Enix. Where E3 has always been an incredible moment to showcase our upcoming games, we're exploring other options to share our games with you. More to come, stay tuned. Thank you, Square Enix right there, E3. So I think that this was a great statement from Square Enix. And I think that out of all the Japanese companies, Square Enix is a company to me that has had the biggest redemption arc from the previous generation to this generation. I mean, it was all kind of gloomy for Square Enix in the regular 8th generation, but towards the end here, and also what they're going to be doing getting into the next thing, it's been crazy, right? 8th generation, it started rough for them, but they really are ending on a very strong note. They've got some great games. They've got some next generation stuff that they've already teased off and shown a little bit. They've got some stuff for all the different systems, whether it be the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4. They've got stuff like Trials of Mana. They got Final Fantasy VII Remake as well. They've got a great lineup of games, and I'm looking forward to playing a lot of the stuff that Square Enix is going to be bringing out this year. And Square Enix, to me, had the second best E3 presentation / show of last year. They brought it with their games. They had a great presentation for Final Fantasy VII Remake. They had a bunch of Final Fantasy games and stuff like that. They had Final Fantasy VIII that they showed off that was remastered and touched up. So they're doing a fantastic job over there at Square Enix. And I think that this statement and what they're going to do is kind of indicative of the type of company that they've become. They really have rebounded so well from the early 8th generation / 7th generation to where they are now at this point. And I think that they are going to have a Nintendo Direct style presentation, a Square Enix Direct, which was rough when they first did it. People didn't really like it. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, but last year was fantastic. So I'm looking forward to seeing this Square Enix Direct and what they have for us, because I think Square Enix is going to show off some amazing games this year. That's after Final Fantasy VII Remake and Trials of Mana. So look forward to that. Now, I think the big thing that everybody is kind of thinking about here is, when is this going to end? When is all the precautions? When is all the stuff happening? Is this affecting the Nintendo Direct? Like, what's going on here? So I'll answer that question, because I think now that Nintendo of America employee has CV, people are definitely going to bring that up. Did CV affect Nintendo Direct? And I personally feel that Nintendo already had everything recorded and things were ready to go, but they were probably putting the finishing touches on other games, third-party games being brought in, the editing, stuff like that, because Nintendo already has all the content in terms of games that they're playing, recording, and putting it in. It's all about the editing, right? It's all about the editing, and it's all about getting that all together, the translating and all of that, because as an editor myself, of course, these Nintendo Directs obviously take quite some time to translate and also voice over, then edit and layover. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in terms of the graphics and the motion and everything that they do in for these Nintendo Directs. So I felt that they already had it done. It's just a matter of putting the finishing touches and getting the editing just right. So I don't really think that it's affecting it too much, but it's definitely a question that can be brought up, and it's legitimate for people to ask that, which people have them, but I don't think there is a connection between that. But when will this end, guys? Well, we're seeing some signs in some parts of the country where it really got started that there are signs of it kind of going into remission. There are signs of people having more recovery. There are signs of that. And it's been about maybe 3 to 4 months since then or so. So I'm thinking that that might be the target range here. I think it's going to be around 3 to 4 months before things kind of get back to normal. People can get back to going to events. People can get back to sharing games, playing games, going out. I mean, and not being locked up inside their houses and everything. And we can go back to having our conventions and taking flights and doing all sorts of things. But like, the whole industry is just getting hammered one way or another. The economy, everything. And I'm not really sure when exactly it's going to end, but this is not the first time that we've had some type of global scale infection or disease that's kind of going around. It's happened before, and I think that people are really resilient. There are people out there that are working super hard, whether it be in the gaming industry, medical field, whatever the case is, to make people feel comfortable, to relieve some of the stress and pressures that's going along with this, and some of the fears that are going along as well. And I think that as gamers and as a community, we definitely need to be there for each other, especially in times like this, and be sympathetic to the cause. But I do feel that maybe 3 or 4 months or so, we're going to start seeing some signs of things getting better. We're going to start seeing some signs of course, doctors and everybody kind of getting that ready, because I think at the medical level, that's going to be the biggest way to kind of speed things up, is like, what do the doctors do, the vaccines, things like that, to help out and to make it not as scary as what people are seeing on the TV and media and everything. So I am hoping that it is going to be some type of 3 to 4 months maybe, and we get things things under control, then we can get back to having our E3s, our Smash Brothers tournaments. We can get back to kind of going to the gaming industry and having everything. And speaking of that, it does seem Evo is July. That might be canceled as well. There's no official word at this point, but there might be one pretty soon here, because it seems like everybody is just saying nope, nope, nope to everything. So this has wreaked havoc on the gaming industry, but I made this video not only to give some hope, to just to kind of see what's going on and give you guys news on everything, but at the same time, I still think that there's a lot of progress and there's a lot of work being done, and there's still a lot more work to be done, but I'm hoping things clear up more sooner than later. But that is the information that is out there. So what do you guys think about everything that I discussed here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the link in the description below. We've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.